Why does anyone become a chartered accountant? Who or what is a chartered accountant? Number crunching or something more? Does it have anything to do with tax, with the nation's development? Well, one of India's leading chartered accountants, Shri Vikas Gupta, is our special guest on this edition of For You on your national network. He is the founder and chairman of the VFN group that has offices around the world.
I started as a young professional student, and then I entered into the law fraternity. So I basically practice taxation, and so we have evolved as a tax and a wealth advisory company, and we are more into the appellate matters, and we handle all the tax and wealth advisory across the globe, and we handle the primarily the B2C and B2B segment for India and outside India taxation. Generally for the corporates.
How are India's tax laws? Very complicated or relatively easy?
Recently, if you read the 2-3 days back, the Economic Times has reported that the Indian GST, which has been recently introduced, is one of the most complex and the high-rated tax structure in the world. So, though things were started, but yes, we are yet to complete the complete cycle of the GST, which has been the recent introduction in the Indian economy, and all the developed countries of the world have already seen that transition way back, and like countries like Singapore, US, so they already have been benefited with the GST, and now since everything is new and we are a country of more than 1.2 billions, yes, we are working in a very, very complex environment. Taxes, yes, now the need of the hour is the government has to really come in, chip in and create a more friendly and a more structured network of taxation. They have to increase the large tax base rather than taxing everybody at a higher rates and killing the basic context. People will definitely end up paying more taxes provided the country is ready to provide more services. Like in UK, you do not have any medical cost. Everybody, whatever you are paying in medicals, everything in taxes, you are getting free. Singapore, recently, people have got back money because of the surplus budget.
Why should I pay taxes? Can you answer a very simple question?
You see, had you asked these questions 5 years back, answer would have been very simple. Don't pay tax, stay relaxed. But now things are not so easy. Everything is getting linked to Aadhaar. Everything is getting linked to biometrics. So now people are getting tons of notices, not a lot of compliances notices. So it's the time that we cannot afford to be hiding.
Why does a person pay tax?
How will the country provide the social welfare services? Because the only way of earning for the country is tax. So if the people are not paying tax, where will we get the parks, where we will get our street lights, where we will get the roads? So everything is boiling down from the taxes which the government, because it's a kind of a non-profit venture and all the social welfare which the government is running. The only income for any kind of government is tax. So if we, the people of India, are not paying the taxes, how are we wanting? So we want that road should be clean, we have a lot of food, but where do we get it?
Have the requirements of being a chartered accountant changed? Has the practice changed? Has the atmosphere changed in 20 years?
You see the new code of conduct being prescribed by the ICAI, by the Bar Association, by the management. So everything is actually changing, and yes, there are a lot of challenges being faced by the professional community. And also with the change in the Companies Act thrice. So you see what we studied in our student time and what presently the acts are. They have gone 360-degree changes. So it is creating a lot of challenge for our fraternity.
How does this happen that someone cheats banks of billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, not just one but many people, and then run away? Is that a failure of the banking system?
I would like to answer this question in two parts. One is, first of all, let us understand why, suddenly Nirav Modi became a, flair for discussion. What is happening is, bigger than a problem, the media has bloated it a lot. Really, I don't think that the size of that kind of a fraud was 11,000 crores. If you see the real balance sheets, it was only 6,500 crores, and that also has to be affirmed by the bank. The issue is more bloated by the media. Nowadays, with the advent of more social network, and social feeds happening, the spread of news is very common. But for a bank like PNB, for a bank like, these banks are much bigger. And now with the advent of the bankruptcy code, these things are coming to light. So, but I think we are a matured economy now, and India is now moving towards a multi-trillion economy. So it took us 60 years to be a 1 trillion, and after that every 5 years we are adding a trillion. So now we are close to 4 trillion economy. So if these small things will keep on evolving, erupting, and that should not become a deciding fact, deciding point, or one should start getting a perception about the economy, because Indian economy is now, by 2025 we should be the top 10 countries of the world. Presently we are not even top 7, but yes, with this kind of growth, with the youngest population, with the youngest India, things are disruptive. Yes, demonetization and all these things, GST rollout and lot of things what is presently having has created a jolt effect. But yes, once we are settled, once we are ready for the changes, yes, we will come back.